Garrett is bouncing back. Myles Garrett looks like he's back. Like he he's back to he's back. He's back. And I think let me get the elephant out of the room. I think the way that Myles Garrett is my favorite player in the NFL. And I think with Myles Garrett, the Browns had a shaky start to the season. The Browns had a shaky start to the season. And I think with Myles Garrett coming back healthy, and with Myles Garrett coming back healthy, and the with Myles Garrett coming back healthy, I think that gives the Browns that gives the Browns more excitement that Myles Garrett is back because now we can put Myles Garrett in the discussion. Myles Garrett looks like the defense player of the year, and I'm glad that this Browns defense is already clicking. The Browns defense is already clicking, and it seems like when you have a Myles Garrett's team, that when you have a Browns team, what I'm saying, because I'm going to say this, I really don't like when people say, when I really don't, let me get the elephant out of the room. I really don't get when, I know I said this, that it's the Browns and Myles Garrett. I really don't like when people say, is it this player's team? Is it that player's team? I don't like that. But I'm going to say the Browns have had turned it around. They won 3 games in a row. The Browns have turned this season around. The Browns definitely turned this entire season around, and Browns fans should turn this season around because Browns should get more excited because we might turn this Browns season around, even though it looks like we're not going to make the playoffs this year. We have to be excited that the Browns won 3 games. But the last team that came back from a 3-8 record was the Los Angeles Rams. And I do think with Myles Garrett going back into his defensive form, what is he going to do against the Broncos? What is he going to do against the Broncos? He had 3 tackles against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what are you going to do against the Broncos? What are you going to do against the Broncos? I would say that Myles Garrett should be in the conversation with like a Patrick Mahomes for MVP, with a Josh Allen for MVP, with a Patrick Mahomes for MVP, a Lamar Jackson for MVP, a Barkley for MVP, because those players right now are in the discussion for MVP. And I think Myles Garrett should be in the discussion for both my for both defense player of the year and MVP because he's in that discussion with TJ Watt right now for defense player of the year. And I think when you have Myles Garrett coming back into that form and bouncing back to the player that he was last year, and looking like he's going to win. He's going to win. He's trying to win his second MVP. I think with Myles Garrett, like you have to have Myles Garrett is back. We can say that Myles Garrett is back. In this season, Myles Garrett wanted to win a championship. Myles Garrett wanted to win a championship, wanted to go to the Super Bowl for the Browns. He wanted to put the Browns in the Super Bowl. Yes, us as Browns fans, we had tough, we have tough, we had had, oh, we have had tough seasons to a point where this season didn't go well. This season didn't go right. This season didn't go right. Yes, we have had tough seasons. Yes, as Browns fans has had tough seasons. Ever since Myles Garrett came into the league, Myles Garrett has been there since 2017 or 2016, whenever Myles Garrett got drafted to the Browns. I would say that Myles Garrett is going to be in that discussion with the Defense Player of the Year, with Defense Player of the Year, with Defense Player of the Year, with offense, with Defense Player of the Year and MVP is what I'm trying to say. Because when you look at it, you can say that Myles Garrett Myles Garrett wants to win this award, wants to win a Super Bowl for the Browns. And I know that Myles Garrett is back. Myles Garrett is back. Myles Garrett looks like he's back to his MVP. Myles Garrett looks like he's back to his Defense Player of the Year reward, and I I do think Myles Garrett will lead the Browns to a Super Bowl because the Browns do have a good defense. They do have an amazing defense. But when you look at it, you can say Myles Garrett looks like he's the same player that he was last year, bounced back to the same player last year, even though it's the second half of the season. And I do believe that for one thing is that Myles Garrett next year, if he does win Defense Player of the Year, which I think he should be up for Defense of the Year and MVP. I do think Myles Garrett wants to win a Super Bowl. Wants to win a Super Bowl for the Browns. I do think that. But when you look at it, he wants to win a Super Bowl for the Browns. And I could see that happening because Myles Garrett is back as the same player he was. He is going to be in the conversation of Defense Player of the Year with T.J. Watt, with Max Crosby, with T.J. Watt, with Max Crosby. He's going to be in that discussion. But I think Myles Garrett is going to be in that discussion. And Myles Garrett wants to win a championship for the Browns. He looks like he's back. He's back. And he's looking like either next season he wants to win a championship for the Browns, or this season if the Browns somehow turn this season around, he wants to win a championship for them. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. And stay blessed, everybody, and peace.